Hello and welcome back to the Entertainment Vortex and our new episode of Pop Culture News. Of course, the one-stop shop for your Funko Pop news every single week. A small disclaimer, as you can see, it is just me on screen. Typically that is not the case as far as the Funko Pop videos are concerned. Nick is away on assignment at PAX West. I don't know if this will go up in time, but if you happen to see him, give him a shout out. All right, so as always, we're gonna go ahead and start with things that are currently available right now. So these are things that we've talked about in previous episodes, but are now currently in the wild for you to go ahead and grab. So first up on the list is going to be one of the director pops that have been kind of floating around recently, Guillermo del Toro. We announced this a couple of weeks ago and now it is available. I saw it live and in person at Box Lunch. So if you're excited about that one, go ahead and go out and grab it. Also, a little bit ahead of schedule, one that was slated for a fall release. We've been seeing some of the 25th anniversary Nightmare Before Christmas pops pop up at some of the exclusive shops. So Hot Topic, Box Lunch, some of the more common places that you'll end up finding some of these. So keep an eye out for those. I know that there are a lot of those that are on my radar. So if that's something that you want to go ahead and grab, now's your chance. Another one that we talked about in a previous episode is going to be the Splash Mountain Pop. So it has the Briar characters in one of the log flumes. That is available now at Disney. So I would keep an eye out if you are headed to that area or you know if someone is going to that area. They tend to keep these for a while. So we ended up able to get the collector pop, even though it was attached to a very popular ride. So I would keep an eye out for those. There's a potential that they may have these for several months. And then the last one on our announcements is going to be the Marvel Studios 10th anniversary Golden Chrome pop selections. So the first one that's coming out that we're able to go ahead and get now is going to be the Star-Lord pop. So that one is a Box Lunch exclusive. They are a little hard to come by, so keep an eye out for them. What I would do is potentially look online and see if maybe you can find if they're in a location that's near you, or if you have a local Box Lunch, just pop in and see if you can find it. They are a little tricky to get a hold of because it is such a popular character and such a popular franchise. So next up is going to be our announcement section. These are of course things that have been announced in the last week or so as far as new releases that have been confirmed by Funko. First up on the list is going to be a September release for a pair of pops around Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls. These look super interesting. They definitely have that kind of flair that he had in his life, and it's definitely something that I'm super interested in looking into. And keeping with that music theme, the next one on the list is going to be a Mariah Carey pop. Now this one I believe is also slated for September, which is a little weird because it's specifically a Mariah Carey Christmas pop. She has kind of like the red and white motif. It says Merry Christmas at the bottom, at least as far as the image you're seeing on screen is concerned. But yeah, if you are a Mariah Carey fan, keep an eye out for this one. So next up on the list is going to be another one of the blind boxes. There are the 4 different ones that all have a specific genre that they focus on. This one is going to be the Star Wars one, the Smuggler's Bounty. So this one has been announced that it's going to be released in October, or shipping in October to you. It's available to purchase on Amazon, and it is around Cloud City. So this one has a potential to be very interesting. Cloud City was mostly used either in the animated cartoons, which are very highly regarded, but not quite as highly regarded as Empire Strikes Back, which is where it is primarily used. So keep an eye out for this. If it's something that tickles your fancy, the price point is really good, and there's always a lot of really neat things in there. Next up on the list is one that we talked about in the rumor section several times this year. The Married with Children pops have finally been officially announced by Funko. They're the ones that we've already looked at. There's also an additional Peg Bundy chase, and we also got a specific location if you're looking to get the one that everyone else is looking to get, and that's Al Bundy in his football uniform. You know, he's always telling that story. So it's definitely interesting. It's definitely one that we've both talked about wanting to get. It's definitely on my radar, so I'm going to be keeping an eye on Target, see if I can hunt it down. Next up on the list, another frequent pop-up in our rumors section. One of the Christmas-themed pops that we've been seeing that are floating around for different film franchises. This one is specifically going to be the Marvel franchise. So I believe there's a Hulk, there's Groot. There are a couple of different options. If this is something that interests you, I would suggest keeping an eye out for it. And this one is slated for a fall release. So it's going to be a couple of months. There'll be kind of a random drop, and they may drop in different places. So just keep an eye out for those if you're interested. Next up on the list is going to be the Ad Icons t-shirt and pop combo. These ones are a little bit different than some of the ones we've seen previously. They don't have the big full-size pops, and they also don't come in their own like container. It's a shirt with the ad icon on it, you know, like Captain Crunch or, you know, what have you. And then there's a little plastic hanger that's on it that has a small figurine pop that's inside of it. So if that's something you're interested in, keep an eye out for it. That one should be coming out soon is what it's currently listed at. And the last one on our announcements list is going to be a Harry Potter pop. This one is around the character Seamus. So it's super cool. It's definitely different than some of the other things that they've done. They've been keeping kind of with that first and second book and movie trend as of late. So I believe this is probably going to be one of his appearances from the second movie, keeping with what's been currently released. And it's him with his wand, and he has all of the soot all over his face from making something blow up by accident. Definitely some of the funniest moments in those movies. It's definitely something I'm super interested in. It's going to be on Books A Million, aka BAM. So keep an eye out for that. It's currently available for pre-order right now, but there isn't a specific release date listed just yet. So next thing up on the list to talk about is going to be the rumors that have happened over the course of the last week or so. As per usual, Hot Topic Periscope call is definitely a big part of this. There are a couple different things that they have talked about that may be things to keep an eye out for. One of those things is going to be a Diamond Edition Jack Skellington. We've talked about this one in a previous episode. It's something that seems like it's going to happen, but the rumor is that as of recording, it will be available Friday, August 31st. So it's definitely something that you'll probably want to keep an eye on. This is a very popular franchise, and this specific type of pop is also very popular. So if you are interested in grabbing it, I would keep an eye out for it as soon as you watch the video. If you haven't heard of it already, keep an eye out and see if you can get a hold of one of those. Additional things that have popped up from that Periscope call, there's a potential that we may be seeing a new exclusive Hot Topic line of Dragon Ball Z characters, and that we also may see a Ragdoll Sally as well. I'm not certain if that one's going to be a plush or if that's actually going to be a full-blown Funko Pop, but from what it looks like, it potentially might be a pop. And then the final thing that they talked about on that Periscope call is going to be addressing some of the issues around the recent release of the Duffer Brothers twin pack pop. So as far as that's concerned, they had an issue where once it was made available online, that bots scourged through it and they took as many as they could. So fans who were legitimately looking to get one for their collection were kind of left holding the bag, which is unfortunate, but they are doing something to potentially rectify this. There's a good chance that we may see a restock, so keep an eye out for those. They're gonna try to do something, I guess, combat having all of these scalpers come through and resell those pops. So if this is something you're interested in, keep an eye out in the coming days. You may end up seeing them come back out into the wild. So next up on the rumors list is going to be another ad icon series. This one looks like it's going to be a 3-pack around Snap, Crackle, and Pop from Rice Krispies. So if ads are something that's your thing, keep an eye out for it. We don't know if it's going to be an exclusive to anywhere or anything like that. It just might be something that ends up showing up on like the Funko shop or something like that, like a lot of these ad icons have been. Next up on the list is a pair of pops around Fortnite. So we talked about these a week or two ago, but it was just text. It wasn't anything where we were seeing a physical picture. Now someone appears to have snapped a picture at a place where they probably shouldn't have and gotten a picture of these two characters. They definitely look like they're straight off of the cover art for the game Fortnite. Fortnite is your cup of tea, which I'm guessing because it is the biggest thing currently happening right now, it probably is your thing. Go ahead and grab these. They're more than likely going to be very popular. So next up on the list is going to be a pair of pops from the Flash TV series. Now, we mentioned a Vibe pop that was potentially coming out last week, but there are a pair of other pops that were also potentially announced. It would be a regular Flash with the most recent suit, and then also Kid Flash. So Flash is one of your things. Keep an eye out for these. They are super cool looking. So next up, as far as our rumors are concerned, we have a few Harry Potter realm, or Hogwarts themed pops that are potentially on their way. There are a couple of Sirius Black pops. One of them is from his image from the Daily Prophet from when he was at Azkaban, and the other one is going to be a color variant of that same pop, and that's going to be your Chase variant. And then as far as the other pops are concerned, we're looking at some additional Fantastic Beasts Crimes of Grindelwald pops some of the creatures. So you're seeing those on screen. I believe one of them is a chupacabra, and then a nagler, little character that likes to run around and steal all of the gold and all of the valuable things. So there are 2 of them. It's a 2-pack, and they're different colors. So if you found those characters as cute as I did, keep an eye out for that. It looks super cool. The last few things we have on our list for the rumors are going to be video game related. We have Crash Bandicoot in scuba gear. That's going to be from Crash Bandicoot Warped. And then we also have some new Fallout Pops, probably in order to line up with the Fallout 76 release that's coming soon. And then last thing on our rumors list for this week is going to be around Cuphead. So we've been seeing a lot of different Cuphead Pops coming out. Definitely something that's super big because these characters look so good in pop form. They're so expressive. They have such an interesting art style. So it's definitely something that lends itself well to being a pop. So as you can see on screen, there are several characters. There's Mr. Chimes, Miss Chalice, and then I believe Sally Stageplay, I think is her name. There are a couple of different characters. I'm not super familiar with the actual game. I've only seen gameplay. It's not something that I've necessarily thrown my body at this point because it is a very difficult game. But it's definitely something to keep an eye out for. Like I said, art style is super cool. So of course the pops are cool as well. Up next is the section where we talk about our hauls. These are the things that we picked up over the course of the last week or so. With Nick not being here, I'm the only one who had the opportunity to pick up pops, at least as far as I know. With him being in Seattle, there's a good chance that he might end up at Funko headquarters, which would be super cool, and I imagine he's not going to leave empty-handed if he goes to Funko headquarters. But the pop that I picked up is something that we've been talking about for weeks and weeks and weeks. I've been foaming at the mouth to get my hands on this. This is my new grail, my new centerpiece, the Baby Driver pop. It's just the movie brought to life in a pop form. It's absolutely gorgeous. The way that the character is modeled is perfectly designed after Baby, and I'm glad to have this in my collection. Now that I have it, and now that it's out of the way, start looking for that chase and start trying to fill things out once they start to release new pops for this one.
If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We give you multiple videos every single week. And we have t-shirts available if you're interested in those as well. Those are available down in the description below. We hope you'll follow us into the Vortex. We'll see you next time.